If you currently own the Lucid stock, you definitely need to watch this video till the end. I'm going to go over the Q1 earnings report, and then I'm also going to break down the chart and give you my thoughts on why I think the Lucid stock price is headed to way lower prices. So let's jump right in. What's up, guys? Welcome back to This Just In. Thank you so much for joining me today. My name is Justin. I am your host. In today's video, guys, we're going to go over the Lucid stock. I've never made a video on this company, but I wanted to jump on and give you an update because I think the Lucid stock price could be headed to way lower prices based off of some things that I'm seeing on the chart. So if you currently own the Lucid stock or you're looking to buy the Lucid stock, you should definitely stick around and watch till the end when I go over the chart. First, I'm going to go over the Q1 earnings report, just kind of give you my thoughts on that. And then I'm going to jump over to the chart and break down all of the data and what I'm seeing so that you know where I see the price headed over the next couple of weeks. I will also kind of give you a price target of where it could hit on the upside. And then I will give you an area of where I think the bottom could be potentially in. So real quick, guys, before we get started, subscribe to the channel if you're new around here and want to see more videos like this. Come join us at the Patreon if you want to get all of our trade setups and day one squad. I love you so much. Thank you for your support. But let's go ahead and get started, guys. First thing we're going to look at, so this is their Q1 earnings report. I'm not going to spend a ton of time on their fundamentals, guys, just because they are such a small company. The fundamentals are really weak. I'm not interested in it based off the fundamentals, but a lot of people are buying it because it is one of those speculative stocks that they think will do very well down the road. As you can see here, guys, in Q1, they did 57.7 million in revenue, which was driven by about 360 deliveries. If we look at the key highlights over here, you can kind of see, guys, like I said, 360 deliveries as of March 31st. So year to date, from January 1st to March 31st, that was their quarter. They had reservations of over 30,000, which is, actually pretty impressive that they've got that many people reserving their vehicle, seeing how the Lucid Air is actually pretty expensive. I saw my very first Lucid literally yesterday when I was driving down the road, pulled up next to it. It was actually a beautiful car. I was very impressed with it, but it was the first and only one I've ever seen. Potential sales, they're talking about $2.9 billion of potential sales based off of their reservations. So that would be awesome, right? If they could do $2.9 billion in sales in 2022, very impressive stuff. I don't know if they'll get there or not. Very speculative. I don't think really anybody knows. When it comes to installed annual production capacity of 34,000 vehicles, they've got 24 different studios and service centers. And then they've got about 5.4 billion when it comes to cash on hand, and their capital expenditures are around 185 million. So, guys, the only reason I'm going over this part right here is just to kind of give you an idea of where they're at. I've already kind of talked about in some of my live streams how I just think the approach of starting with the very expensive vehicle is going to be extremely hard to do in these market conditions. Tesla, when they did it like that, it was a totally different time, totally different market. So I think that worked for them really well, but I'm not sure how it's going to work for Lucid. I'm not a big Lucid fan guy, guys. I think the car is awesome. I think the company is very speculative, very questionable. I would rather put my eggs in other baskets, but I felt the need to give you guys an update on this company because of what the chart is showing. So we will jump over to that in just a second. One thing I want to point out, guys, so they've got this vehicle purchase commitment in Saudi Arabia. Every time I talk about Lucid, people bring up the production facility that they're putting out there in Saudi Arabia. And this is actually pretty impressive. Who knows how much this is, going to actually play out exactly how they say it is, but, we'll have to wait and see. As you can see here, guys, on April 20th, Lucid signed a landmark agreement with the government of Saudi Arabia. Saudi Arabia has undertaken to purchase up to 100,000 vehicles over a 10-year period. The initial commitment is to purchase 50,000 vehicles and an option to purchase up to an additional 50,000 vehicles at standard retail pricing plus associated cost. Initial orders are expected to range from 1,000 to 2,000 vehicles annually and increase to 4,000 to 7,000 starting in 2025. And these deliveries are starting to commence no later than the second quarter of 2023. So obviously, guys, this is very big news for Lucid, right? The Saudi Arabia government agreeing to buy 50,000 vehicles with an option to buy 50,000 more, but it's over a 10-year period. I mean, that's a long time. They're starting with 1,000 to 2,000 different vehicles, and then no later than 2023, the second quarter. So they won't even really start buying the vehicles for about another year. So I just wanted to kind of throw that out there. If they can continue to do stuff like this, very cool. But I've seen people talk about how the expansion out to Saudi Arabia is probably a little too soon. I also kind of think that they should nail down their, nail it before you scale it, right? Nail down their production facilities in the States before you branch out to Saudi Arabia. Guys, now let's jump over to the chart. This is the reason why I made this video, because I wanted to give you what I am seeing based off of the data being implied on the chart. Guys, when we look at it in the mindset of buyer and seller psychology, we could be in trouble here. I want to kind of go over that with you. So you can see here, back here in January, we had the big impulse. Then we created the inflection zone by the initial all-time candle high close and then the wick. So from the close to the wick of the initial candle high from when it started to pull back. You can see price has correlated to this level ever since. We broke it. We back tested it on like January 27th, 28th, 29th, and then we rallied to the next level, which was that 34.36 at the next level before going to the all-time high. You can see here, guys, when we pulled back, we found support, we reacted, we dumped again, tried to create a second low. Then we came to test the bottom of the zone, not once, but twice, and then we got back above it. You can see, guys, when price stayed above that $18.36 to $21 level, it started to head to higher prices. So it went back to test that all-time high. That brown line right there at 58.05 was the initial candle high close, the all-time candle high close back in February, okay? We had the wick high, like the intraday high, but that was the candle high close. We got rejected and we dumped. Every time we have stayed above this level, we have been in good shape. You can see many, many times. Now we broke the level, and now look what we are doing, guys. It is really scary. You can argue that, yes, maybe we're getting an inverse type head and shoulders, whatever, right? You break the level, so you make the lowest level since back in early January before the big impulse. We try to react, we come up, and we try to back test the bottom of the zone. So you're starting to kind of get that spring back test to spring type stuff. You did make a higher low technically. You are making a little bit of a higher high locally, very, very locally. Guys, if you cannot get back above $21 and back tested as support to create that other higher low, and you do not hold that 1836 level, I think you are absolutely headed down to much lower prices. This is the first time ever that we broke the level. We are back testing it as resistance for the second time, right? Back tested it as resistance here, broke the zone, rallied, back tested it as resistance again. Now we went to test it for the third time. It always comes in threes, guys. And that would also create what? So we are back testing the trend line as well as the inflection zone. And if that happens, guys, we get the what? The partial rise of the structure. Exactly what SoFi did. So we had a descending broadening formation. We've got a partial rise, and a partial rise is when the asset hits the bottom of the trend line, comes up, makes about a 50% retracement, but doesn't touch the top trend line and then dumps. And when that happens, you've got like 70% chance of breaking out to the downside. If it's a partial decline, where if you flip it over, 70% chance of breaking out to the upside. So guys, this is what absolutely could happen. And if that happens, you are headed back down to test the NAV price at $10 and potentially even lower. If we use our fibs, guys, and we go from the previous major discernible low to the high, which would be the high from back here in November, the 1272, $4.75, the 113, $10.64, and you can't even go lower than the 1272. So $4.75 is absolutely where this could be headed. Now let's just say we want to be more optimistic. this could be setting up for something legendary, right? If it's able to break this trend line while also getting back above the inflection zone, you could be killer, right? So you instead of doing the partial rise, you rally, you get back above the inflection zone, you back test it. Let's just say you back test the bottom of the zone. Then you create that partial decline, and then you are headed to way higher prices. So guys, it could be legendary, but it's very, very scary because of what you're doing down here and back testing that inflection zone as resistance again. So you got to be careful. We've got bearish convergence. There is no bullish divergence on the chart. I mean, when you look at your relative strength index, you made a lower low than you did back here in January 28th of 2022. You're rejecting that bearish control or bullish control zone. I mean, you are above neutral right now, guys, but I mean, you ran back up to test that 55 point and you dumped again. I mean, not looking very good, guys. This is something that I am avoiding completely. Maybe if you want to, play some options, some puts to the downside, you can do that. But I just think guys, you just made the lowest price that you've seen since a year ago. I would be way more confident if we can get back above $21 and back tested as support, because then we've got something that looks, good. If we jump over to the weekly time frame, guys, same type of stuff. We are losing our negative momentum. We had a absolute beautiful bullish hammer back on May 9th, but we just got under the bearish control zone on the weekly and tested it as resistance. So you absolutely could keep, seeing lower levels. You got to think, I mean, you're currently at 38 on the weekly relative strength index. You're not even oversold. So if it, if it can't get back above that $21 level, you could see $10 like that. And then maybe you'd hit oversold and, then we could kind of go from there. But let me know what you think down in the comments, guys. I think if you get back above $21, $27.58 is like the first, I think you'd get there quickly. But the ultimate target is that $34.65. You can see, it got back above 21, back tested it, went to the level, got back above it, and then you back tested it as resistance. And, that's where it goes. So even right back here in October of, 2021, you broke it, you back tested it. So that would be your next target, right? If it goes back to the upside, $34.65 to $36 would be your ultimate target. After that, $48. After that, $58. But you got to get back above 21 first. So let me know what you think down in the comments, guys. I appreciate you watching. Come over and join us at the Patreon if you want to get our trade setups. This video is for entertainment purposes only, not a licensed stockbroker. Always do your own research and due diligence. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.